Hi there, this is David from atkloud. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a simple analytic sheet that allows to analyze the existing information in an atkloud form. So let's do the whole process, creating first of all a simple form, and later the analytic sheet. Let's get started. So first thing is to create a new form in an advanced spreadsheet that will be named sales, for instance. It will be a very simple form. Let's open the design page and let's create some fields here in order to insert information. The ID, name, for instance, city, date, and then now let's do some formatting. Let's create borders, apply bold, make the font a little bigger. There two, and apply formats on the cells. So the city, we want it to be selected from a combo box. So we can do that in data validation. In data validation, we can specify that we want to select the value from a list. And the list can be, for instance, three cities: Miami, concentrated, really, and New York. So you can see now when we are focused on this cell, we can see a drop box here, combo box here. So the date will be a date cell, and the amount will be a currency cell. Okay, and we also want to lock the ID cell because this cell will be an autonumeric. Lock and lock cells, and we want to unlock these cells, and we want also to remove the grid lines and to lock the form. Type a password, and we are done with the formatting. So we save the template. Now we need to let me first what we need to do now is to map these cells into fields in the collection. But first of all, we want to rename the default collection of the form. We can do that in the form properties, in the advanced spreadsheet properties. So the collection name by default is an automatic calculated name like this: ATK, AS, 24. But we want a more descriptive name, for instance, sales. This is not necessary, but it's convenient. So now we want to map these cells into fields in the internal collection. So we want to create a field for each cell. Create field. This field will be named ID, and the type will be an alphanumeric, and is a not empty field. This second field will be name. This is a text field. It's not empty. The city will be mapped into another new field that will be called city. Will be a text. The date will be mapped into a field called date, and the amount will be stored in amount field. Okay, so now we are done. We lock again the form, and we can start inserting information. So if we go to a new, we can also specify which fields we want to see in the listing, in the couple listing that we will see later. So, well, first of all, let's open the form and let's insert a new record. So by default, when you open the form, you are inserting your records. So the first record will be, for instance, David. The city will be Miami. The date will be 6/9/2016, and the amount will be $1,000. You can see the format is correct on the cells. So when we save, a new auto-numeric field has been created, and as you can see, I cannot select this cell because it's locked. And also you can see all the raw information in this listing, this couple listing. That is all information here because we have not defined which fields we want to see in the listing. So we can move back to the design page, and in the listing add a couple of fields to this couple listing. So first field will be, for instance, the ID, and in the description it will be ID, and we want to sort by this field in the listing, the left listing, so ascending. And a second, for instance, three fields. The second field will be, for the couple listing, will be the name. The description will be name in uppercase, and we will don't sort by this field. And the third field will be, for the couple listing, will be the amount. Amount dollar. Save the information. And as you can see, when we open again the execution, we can see these fields in the listing, the live listing. So it's more friendly for the users. Let's create three or four records more. So the second will be Antonio, and the city will be Raleigh. The date will be 6/6/2016, and the amount is $1,000, for instance. That's a record. We can click on new and create a new record. So this record will be Julio. The city will be, for instance, New York. The date, another date, and the amount can be this amount. So as you can see, we have a full form in which we can store information in just minutes. But what we want to do now is to use this information for analytic purposes. So we can come back to the desktop and create an analytic sheet. Create new analytic sheet, and we want to name it sales analysis. Analytic, for instance. So we open the design mode, and it's very similar. We want to, but the analytic sheet allows you to create three kind of components inside: calculations, lists, and charts. In this sample, this example, we are going to create a simple calculation and a chart. So let's first of all let's do some formatting work. So for instance, we want to create a sum by city. That's a typical query, an analytic query. So my table, we have a city column and then amount. Column. So we can do it like this. We want to add borders, we want to apply bold, and we want these cells to be numbers. So we form a cell and select the currency. Okay, and I think we are done with the formatting. So what we need to do now is to select this area and create a new calculation. Create calculation. This calculation will be named sales by city, and we can specify that the first row contains column name. It's correct. So the data source means from where is our information, our data. So we are reading the information from the sales form, sales advanced spreadsheet. We don't have any specific word clause for information filtering. And what we need to do now is to specify the group by clause. So we use the field city for a group by, and this field is a text, and we don't want to sort by city. And we will use the field amount as a calculation. We want to calculate the sum of the amount, that is a double, and we want to sort descending. So create, and we are done. When we execute the analytic sheet, we will see the information there. So really is the city that has the most the bigger amount. We can filter the information here using the fields in the data source, in this case in the form, in the original form, sales form. So we can filter by city if we want. We select the city here, and we can see all the different cities and filter by them manually. We can also apply filters by simply typing there. We can type Miami. We will see information from Miami. We can combine these filters, these text filters, with these combo box filters. We can also filter by any other fields. We can, for instance, type David, and we can see that David that is in Miami will be only shown. We can also add David and Julio, and we will see both information, both data, from David and from Julio. As you can see, David is in Miami and Julio is in New York. And what happens if I add new information to my form, or change the system information? So let's do this test. New, create another. City will be New York. Holiday will be 815, and the amount. Okay. Save, and now we have 4 rows. And when we refresh, the data is automatically displayed and recalculated there. And if we filter by the read only, we can see information here. So we need to create a chart. So next step, select the area that contains information to be displayed in the chart, and click on create chart. For instance, we can create a pie chart. So let's call it pie chart. And select the type pie chart. Let's use the defaults. The first row contains the column names, and for the categories, we want to use the city. And for the series, we want to use the amount. So we have the series, we save, and after that, when we open, we will see the pie chart here. And the pie is also updated when we filter, so we can use like that. Select that we want. And see the information updated on the right. Well, that was a brief introduction about analytic sheets and forms in best spreadsheet in atkloud. Thank you for watching.